Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. The NFL landscape is always in flux, and right now, there's a buzz in league circles about a potential blockbuster trade involving one of the most talented cornerbacks in the league. Yes, we're talking about J.C. Horn of the Carolina Panthers potentially heading to the Green Bay Packers. This isn't just another rumor. It's a whisper that's gaining steam, echoing through NFL insiders and close league sources, especially after what has been a tumultuous season for the Panthers. The Panthers, sitting at 210 and with a cap space of around $28 million, are in full rebuild mode. It's no secret that their season has been a disaster, defense leaking points, injuries piling up, and the front office clearly making moves that suggest they're prioritizing a rebuild over immediate success. Trade deadline on November 4, 2025, was like a hurricane ripping through Carolina's roster, with the Panthers moving a guy like Horn, a lockdown corner, in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026. This indicates they're more interested in stockpiling draft capital and rebuilding their offensive line than trying to compete this year. Horn, a true man-to-man coverage predator, has been one of the standout defenders in 2025, with a PFF grade of 88. He's been a shutdown corner, intercepting 4 passes, tallying 38 tackles, and forcing 2 fumbles in just 10 games. His ability to lock down top receivers is uncanny, allowing only 2 yards per reception, and he's been particularly effective against WR1s with a 75% incompletion rate. That's elite-level coverage. Despite being just 25 years old, Horn's impact on the field is reminiscent of veteran shutdown corners, but his resilience and technique make him even more intriguing. His success percentage versus deep balls is at 68%, and his ability to close on receivers and disrupt routes is top tier. What makes Horn an even more appealing acquisition for the Packers is his versatility. After returning from a shoulder injury that kept him out for 2 games, Horn has shown he can thrive in the slot, where his quick reactions and coverage instincts shine brightest. His resilience after injury, particularly his comeback in Week 11, demonstrates a maturity and mental toughness that's rare among players his age. Given the Packers' current secondary struggles, especially with Eric Stokes out due to concussion, Horn's addition could be a game-changer. It's worth noting that the Panthers, in their rebuild, are open to parting ways with Horn, even though they're also considering drafting a quarterback to build around long-term. The defense, which has been leaking an average of 29 points per game, is a mess right now, and trading Horn makes strategic sense for them. They're prioritizing future draft picks and offensive line upgrades over trying to salvage a season that's already slipping away. This move could be the first step in a broader rebuild. For the Packers, acquiring Horn isn't just about plugging a hole in the secondary, it's about elevating an already talented unit. Their secondary has struggled with consistency, especially without Stokes, and Horn's ability to shadow opposing WR1s could drastically reduce the big plays they've been giving up. His man coverage skills are exactly what the Packers need to tighten up against high-powered offenses. Plus, his track record of forcing turnovers, 4 interceptions in 2025, is exactly the kind of production Green Bay needs to flip the field more often and give their offense more opportunities to score. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade could be a significant turning point in the NFC North landscape. The Lions, currently leading the division, have a potent offense led by Jared Goff, but if the Packers can bolster their secondary with a player like Horn, they could pose a real threat in the playoffs. Horn's ability to neutralize elite receivers and force Goff into tight spots in clutch moments, especially in cold Lambeau conditions, could be the difference-maker in critical late-season games. The odds for the Packers to make a deep run in the playoffs, which were at plus 1,200, might now be trending towards plus 800 with Horn on board as an X-factor. His presence would add a layer of unpredictability and shutdown capability that could stymie even the best offenses, like Detroit's in the postseason. Imagine a Green Bay defense that can effectively shadow and contain the likes of Amon-Ra St. Brown or other top receivers, forcing turnovers and creating short fields for the offense. Horn's skill set aligns perfectly with the Packers' defensive philosophy: aggressive, disciplined, and opportunistic. His ability to jam at the line, disrupt routes, and excel in man coverage makes him a perfect fit for defensive coordinator Joe Barry's scheme. The Packers have been looking for a game-changing cornerback, someone who can elevate the entire secondary, and Horn fits that bill. But it's not just about the immediate impact. Acquiring Horn sends a message to the rest of the league that Green Bay is serious about contending. With Aaron Rodgers now in New York, the NFC North is wide open, and the Packers need to seize this opportunity. A healthy, motivated Horn could be the catalyst that pushes Green Bay back into serious playoff contention, possibly even challenging the Vikings and Lions for the division crown. Of course, no trade is without risk. Carolina's asking price for Horn was reportedly high, but with the Panthers clearly in tank mode, the Packers might be willing to give up a decent package to secure a player of Horn's caliber. The key will be how well Horn can adapt to Green Bay's defensive schemes, and whether he can stay healthy after his shoulder injury. His return in Week 11 was promising, and if he continues to perform at this level, he could become one of the cornerstones of the Packers' defense moving forward. Looking ahead, the Packers, front office and coaching staff are undoubtedly considering how to best utilize Horn. With Jair Alexander already established as a shutdown corner, pairing him with Horn could give Green Bay one of the most formidable duos in the league. Opposing offenses would have a nightmare trying to beat them, especially with the Packers' pass rush improving as the season progresses. The addition of a player like Horn would also free up other defenders to focus on zone coverage or blitz packages, making the entire defense more versatile and unpredictable. In terms of fan excitement, this potential move is huge. Horn is young, talented, and a proven playmaker, and bringing him into Lambeau would electrify the fan base. Imagine the roar of the crowd if Horn makes a game-changing play in a critical moment, something the Packers have been missing this season. This trade could be the spark that ignites the team's playoff push and energizes the entire Green Bay community. Ultimately, the NFL is a league where moves like this can define a franchise's trajectory for years to come. If the Packers secure Horn, they're not just adding a player, they're making a statement. They're saying they're ready to compete now and in the future, and they believe in their window of contention. It's a bold move, but one that could pay off big time, especially if Horn continues to develop into the elite shutdown corner many believe he can be. So, Green Bay fans, keep your eyes peeled because this story isn't over yet. The NFL deadline is approaching, and if Horn joins the Packers, it could be one of the most exciting acquisitions in recent memory. The defense would get a major upgrade, and suddenly the Packers' Super Bowl aspirations look even brighter. With Horn in the fold, the Green Bay secondary could become a fortress, an impenetrable wall that sends shockwaves through the NFC and beyond. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential Horn trade? Do you think it's the piece that puts Green Bay over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This season has been full of surprises, and if Horn makes his way to Lambeau, it might just be the start of something special. The Packers are always about resilience, grit, and making those pivotal moves when it counts. Let's keep that hope alive, and who knows? This could be the move that leads Green Bay back into the Super Bowl conversation, lighting up Lambeau in January once again.